Hi folks, welcome back again. I'm bored out my crust. It's raining outside, can't get out to do anything outside, which is a bit of a shame. So here's a little job that I've been meaning to do for some time, and I've got 3 speakers here and each of them have different problems, so I'm going to try and fix them if I can. So the first one, this one, if I open it up, you can see that the problem is that the surround, the cover that holds the cone, is completely rotted out, and that needs replacing. Moving on, the other 2 speakers are fairly minor problems really, but still make a difference to the sound. The first thing is in the bass speaker, the cone cover has been pushed in, and I'm going to see whether I can pull that back out. And on the 3rd speaker, this time the tweeter speaker, has the same problem, that the cone cover has also been pushed in, and I'm going to try and get that out. So which am I going to start with? I think we're going to start with this one and see how we get on. Let's start by getting the speaker out of the box here. So it's really important when you're disconnecting a speaker that you get the wiring around the right way. If you look on this wire, you'll see there's a black line down one side, and that connects to, let's call it, the negative side of the speaker. Whereas on the other side is plain grey, and you can see there's a little red dot on the speaker. So it's important that we put this back the right way around, because otherwise you end up with a phase reverse speaker if it's matched to a second speaker with the same sound source. And we need to also disconnect the wire that goes to the tweeter, and we need to disconnect the capacitor as well. And now this should all come apart. We got the speaker out, and you can really see that the cover around here is just literally falling apart. It's peeling away really badly. In fact, I don't think it's actually connected anywhere onto the speaker cone. And so to make this repair, I've gone online and I've bought another foam cover, and I got some glue as well. This is the glue that people seem to recommend to do speaker repairs. So the art of the game, I'm going to have to obviously clear off all this foam around the side, but also I'm going to very carefully with the scalpel cut away the remnants of the foam from the actual speaker cone. So that's the outer bit done. Now what I've got to do is just get this little lip off the cone, and that I think is going to be a little bit more delicate work. Just gently peeling back. Now I think since this is causing more muck than I was expecting, I should have done this in the first place. Put a tray underneath maybe. Now I'm just going to continue just getting the last of the glue off the speaker. It's all looking quite clean and prepped now. All the glue's been removed. This is my new cover to go on, and important to note is actually there's a right way and a wrong way to put these things on, and the clue is the sloping angle of this inside edge just here. So if I put it down this way, you can see that actually there's absolutely no gap between the cover and the cone itself. Whereas if I put it down that way around, there's a massive gap just here. So the right way is that way round. Now, whenever I get involved in gluing, I usually make an absolute mess of it and get it all over my fingers. So I'd highly recommend having a rag to hand so that you can keep your fingers nice and clean. I'm going to use this 7000 glue, and apparently that's good stuff. It's nice and flexible apparently, and it also doesn't go off so quick that you can't actually manipulate it a little bit. The important thing with the speaker cone is that the speaker remains centered. You don't, if you end up tilting it over like this, then it will bind up on the mechanism. So you want to keep everything nice and soft so that the speaker just moves easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all glue this outer edge like that, and then I'm going to glue, let's remind myself, this edge very carefully, offer it up, and then just gently move the speaker up and down so it gets centered, and we're going to touch it down, and hopefully this is going to work. There we go. I'm just going to use my finger now just to smooth it out all the way around, just again rotating the speaker. Let's try and offer it up. I'm just going to drop it down on top. Like so. Okay. Now I'm just going to work my way around, touching it all the way down. Gently pushing the speaker to make sure it's still centered, which it is. I think that looks pretty good. So the final step then is I'm going to glue down the outer edge. I think the way I'm going to do that, oops, take that out of the way, is lift up as much of this skirt as I can, and then that lets me run the glue on the inside. Plenty of it. Okay, release, and then just tap it down. That's going down very nicely now. Can feel no binding on the speaker at all. Pop the cover back on, and it's finished. Right, so here's speaker number 2. Problem is the bass speaker has got a dimple in the cone cover. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to try the vacuum technique, which I've seen others doing, and see whether it works. Not altogether successful. So basically I'm not getting enough suction to actually pull that out. So I think I'm going to try something different. Attempt number 2 then is I'm going to use an egg cup with blu-tack just pushed into the end here to help form a seal on the vacuum cleaner. And I'm hoping this will work. Let's try it again. Ta-da! So it's all a question of just getting a seal, and then the vacuum trick seems to work. So that's speaker number 2 done. Fantastic. This is the harder one because I'm trying to get the tweeter out, which is very small. So I'm going to try the same trick, this time reversing the egg cup so that the blu-tack forms the seal on the speaker, and then just pop the vacuum cleaner in the other end. No, it's not coming. Suction as my vacuum can make, and I still can't get it out. So the final way, I think, is you put a little hole in and then pull. Is that going to work? Oh, that's no way on God's earth is this ever going to be sucked out. It is so hard. Got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
You're filming it as well.
Right, there we are. Well, that got it out. For the purists, it's probably not the right way to do things, I don't know. But what I'm going to do now is just cover that hole with just a little bit of sealant, clear silicone. So it's not bad, and with a little bit of clear sealant over the top of the cover, that looks fine to me. So there we are, all three speakers are fixed up, sorted out. I'm very pleased with the way this one went. Changing the cones surround actually turned out to be a much easier job than I was expecting, to be honest. Pulling out the bass speaker, well, once I formed a seal using the blu-tack, that worked absolutely fine with the vacuum cleaner. The toughest job was without doubt the pulling out the cone cover of the tweeter. And that's plastic. It was really hard, even with the needle. I had to pull quite hard to pull that out. Eventually it came. I've covered in the little hole, as you know, with the sealant, and I think that will be absolutely fine. But maybe you think there's a better way of doing things. I don't know. Leave some comments below. If you enjoy what I do, then please subscribe to me as well. I'd be very grateful. Anyway, looking outside, the sun's out, so I think that's enough for today. I think I'm going to go and get some sun. Bye for now.